Hi everyone, this is Anders Ibsen with Windermere Professional Partners, managing broker of Anders Ibsen Homes. Now as of this month, October 2022, there's some pretty big changes coming to how realtors get paid in Washington State. But why is this relevant? Because moving forward, whether you're buying or selling a home, the buyer-broker compensation is now going to be a part of every real estate purchase contract, literally on the first page. But why did we get here? And more importantly, how are realtors paid in general? Now, real estate agents are independent contractors. That means that we're not the employees of our firms. We work for you through our firms. We're not like attorneys where you pay us a retainer and we bill against it. We're paid what's called a commission, which is a set percentage usually against the final purchase price. And we're only paid at closing when the home sells. Now, this is usually paid by the seller, but sometimes if there's a difference, the buyer can pay some of the amount owed to the buyer broker as basically part of their closing costs. But what that means is I don't get paid until the home actually sells. So if I meet with you and you choose the first home that I show you and you offer on it and it closes, I might get paid within a month of meeting you. But let's say it takes 6 months for your loan to be put together, or it just takes you a while to find the home that you like, my team and I might not get paid in 6 months. And there have been some instances where something just doesn't work out and nothing happens, and because nothing closed, you didn't find a home you liked or your home didn't sell, I might not get paid at all. I'm only paid based on the final outcome, which means that you actually won something. And that's a distinguishment between our field and other professionals. If you hire a lawyer, for example, or a doctor or accountant, you might get sued, something might go wrong with the operation, or the IRS might audit you, and you still owe money to those professionals. You still owe money to your lawyer, your accountant, your doctor. We're not like that. Realtors only get paid when you win something, which means that you get money from your home sale or you get keys to your new home. Now, historically, agent compensation was usually handled between firms. The seller would offer a commission to the listing brokerage, and then the listing brokerage would then offer a commission to the buyer broker firm. However, that model started to break down very recently because of lawsuits. There have been allegations of collusion or price fixing between different firms, and so in order to move ahead of that, the real estate profession here in Washington State is trying to come up with something totally different. So now moving forward, instead of compensation being between firms, it's going to be clarified that the seller is the party offering compensation to the buyer broker. And that's actually going to be on the very first page of every purchase and sale agreement moving forward. But why do buyers have their own agents at all? Wouldn't it just be cheaper to have the seller write the offer for you if you really like the house? Technically you can. This is what's called dual agency. But generally that's not a good idea because remember, that listing agent signed a contract with the seller and they have a duty to that seller to get them the best possible price, which means that if that listing agent writes the offer for you, you very well might be overpaying. A good buyer's agent not only helps you get the best possible price for the home, but they also help you understand the market as well. That arms you with the best negotiating position when you're working with the seller, and moreover, they're going to have a good communication structure with the home search. That way, not only are you not overpaying, but you're not missing anything either. Just like any professionals, there are differences in compensation between different kinds of businesses and different agents. Some discount brokers might just show you the house and make you do all the work, whereas more full-service brokers might have a more comprehensive process they use to help you. Either way, this change in compensation, where we're clarifying that the seller is paying the buyer broker, it helps everyone. It adds further clarity to your home search, and in my opinion, it augments your strength as a buyer in the negotiations with the seller. It means that, for example, you have greater capability to have the seller pay all of your agent's compensation, for example, or to lower the purchase price, pay your closing costs, or any combination of those. Moreover, this change is equally important for sellers. As we all know, we're in a cooling home market. In the previous market, where interest rates were in the 2 to 3% range, the average time on market for a home was 5 days or less, and bidding wars were common. You could sort of sleepwalk if you were a seller. Now, bidding wars are no longer really a thing. Interest rates have doubled in the last quarter, and your average time on market for most homes is at least 2 weeks now. So it's a very different environment. Now, buyer agents are not allowed to filter home searches by offered compensation. But the reality is the intangible factor of how excited agents are to show the home to really make the case that this buyer needs to see it? Certainly is, and there are measurable statistics to that effect. If you compare homes in our marketplace that are offered at 3% buyer broker compensation versus 2% buyer broker compensation, for example, what you'll find is on average there's a 5-day difference where those 3% offered listings are usually under contract 5 days faster than the discounted ones, which means that there's almost 1 week less on market for sellers who offer that full compensation. Now, the reality is the longer your home is on the market, the less it's going to sell for. Your best chance of getting a strong full-priced offer is usually within those first 1 to 2 weeks of hitting the market. And so what that means is if your home languishes and is stagnant on the market for too long, you're eventually going to have to drop the price just to get anyone to show it or pay any attention. And if it's on even longer than that, any offer you do generate is probably going to be a lowball offer that goes aggressively after you. Now, of course, buyer agent compensation is not the only factor at work in marketing your home, but the data shows that it certainly is a factor. And in a cooling market, as a seller, you're going to need all factors at play to get top dollar for your home. So perhaps paying a few $1,000s more to a buyer broker is possibly worth it for you if that means you can avoid a $20,000 price drop, for example. Overall, transparency is a good thing, and just allowing these things to be more transparent to buyers, sellers, and their agents is, I think, a good thing for allowing sellers to market their homes as effectively as possible, knowing all the facts. At the end of the day, compensation is just one of many factors you should use when evaluating whether you want to hire a certain agent. Besides being good for your pocketbook, a good agent should also be a proactive communicator, understand our market from top to bottom, and just give you a clear and comprehensive process that you can understand from beginning to end, so you're absolutely clear on what you can expect. Whether you're buying, selling, or you just want to get more informed about what's happening in our marketplace, I'm always happy to hear from you. Call, text, or email me anytime. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.